welcome to Chapter 21 of the Silver Sword Orders. Now, when we left Edith, Bronia and Jan, they'd just had a run-in with the Burgomaster. Had they got away with it? Let's find out. Chapter 21, Orders. The farmer was at the kitchen sink, washing the morning's grime off his face. His wife was always complaining that he left most of it on the towel instead of in the water. On this occasion, he was running true to form, for his eyebrows were still white and foamy with soap while he reached out to dry himself. The towel wasn't there. "Emma," he shouted, "will you never learn to put a fresh towel when the soiled one goes to the wash?" He heard heavy footsteps in the room, and in an unexpected brief time a towel was slipped into his hands. "Thank you, my dear," he said, and when he'd wiped off all the soap and it was safe to open his eyes, he saw before him not his wife, but the Burgomaster. "It was over the back of the chair," said the Burgomaster, and he sat down on the edge of the kitchen table, which was his usual perch when it came to business. "I envy you your farm, Kurt." It was one of the days when the Burgomaster was feeling sorry for himself. "It's so peaceful, cows grazing, roosters crowing, sowing and reaping, the internal rhythm of the seasons. You're down to the things that really matter. You can have my job any day. No, all kicks and no halfpence. The Americans curse me all day and night, and when I pay a call on our own people, I know they'd cut my throat if they could get away with it. I've come to requisition their houses, their furniture, their radios, their food, or..." "Get to the point, Mr. Burgomaster. If you want something out of me, what is it?" "Another tiresome order. Nothing to do with me, of course. All Polish and Ukrainian refugees are to be sent home, and tomorrow's the final date allowed." "Oh, that's stale news. I lost the last of my refugees weeks ago, and you know it." "You're hiding Polish children here," said the Burgomaster, and he told him about the previous day's adventure on the road. "Well, and if I am?" "They must go home with the rest." "They don't want to. Their parents are in Switzerland, and they're going to find them." The Burgomaster laughed. "I've heard that one before. Anyone in trouble at home always makes for the West, France or Switzerland. The Swiss are getting very choosy. Too many nasty pieces have been getting through. Political troublemakers, secret agents too. Even if we let these children go, there's no chance of that. The Swiss wouldn't play, not without definitive proof that one parent was alive and already in the country." "Emma," the farmer called out, "is Eric about the place?" Frau Wolf answered from upstairs. "He's out in the yard." "Will you tell him the Burgomaster would like to meet him?" The farmer took the silver sword from the mantelpiece and showed the Burgomaster. "Here's proof that their tale isn't moonshine," he said, and he told him the story of the sword. The Burgomaster laughed. "Only a fool would accept that as proof," he said. "The mother's either dead by now or back in Poland, and there's a chance, not a chance in 1,000, that the father got through Germany alive." "I know he's alive," said Eric, who had just come in. "I know it in my heart." And he took the sword from the Burgomaster and put it back on the mantelpiece. The Burgomaster shook hands with him. "Thank you, Eric, for what you did for me yesterday. You've got a generous spirit. I wish I could treat you as generously. Your German is faultless, and your accent quite deceived me. Where did you learn our language?" Eric told him of the months he had spent in Germany during the war. "You must hate us," said the Burgomaster. "I hate the Nazis who took mother and father away and blew up our house and destroyed our city. But all Germans are not like that." "Were you in the fighting at Warsaw?" "Yes," said Eric. "I was in the Boys' Rifle Brigade. I joined up when I was 12, and he thought of the night that he had fired from his bedroom when they took his mother away. Some weeks ago, 2 of my villagers were shot by a Polish boy not much older than you. Like you, he had learned his job in the Boys' Rifle Brigade. He climbed through a bedroom window and shot these people while they slept. He had nothing against them. I don't think he even knew who they were. You understand why we have to be careful. There have been other cases too. Ever since the war ended, the woods have been a hiding place of refugees who loot mercilessly and murder for revenge. Of course, they're not all like that, but it is in everyone's interest that they should go home. The Americans are inflexible on this point, and I don't blame them. Will he let us go, Edic? Said Ruth, who had come in with Bronia, Jan, and Ludwig. No, said Edic, and told them what the burgomaster had said. A lorry will come for you tomorrow at 12 midday, said the burgomaster. I should expect you to be ready. Out of friendship, I warn you not to try to escape. There's only one road, as you know, and it's guarded by patrol posts. The woods are patrolled too, and the Americans will shoot at sight. Ruth, who had followed the gist of this, began to plead with him in Polish. She told Edic to beg him to take their case direct to the Americans. Quite hopeless, said the burgomaster wearily. It has been tried many times with no success. The only thing they would consider is a pass from the Swiss authorities, and that's out of the question. In 24 hours, yes, said the farmer, but it might be obtained if you would grant them longer. And the time has been fixed. The time limit has been fixed, and not by me, said the burgomaster curtly. Goodbye. He bowed stiffly and went. Ludwig, who was no fonder of the burgomaster than anyone else, was growling and barking, and Jan clung onto his collar. Should I let him go, Ruth? I'd love to see him bite a hole in the seat of the burgomaster's trousers, and his shirt tail hanging out. Ruth slipped her hand into Ludwig's collar. She did not let go until she heard the jeep's engine start up. In a cloud of dust, the jeep swept off down the farm track towards the main road, with Ludwig an inch or two behind, and the hills all around echoed his indignant barking. Okay, we've got a few questions again today for today's work. We've got 5 questions there to do, and let's see if we can put a lot of detail in those. One of them asks for your opinion, so make sure you give reasons why you're giving that opinion. For a creative activity, we want you to come up with some ideas about how the children could escape from being taken back to Poland. Remember, we're back in the 1940s here, so helicopters out and things like that are probably not, or jetpacks and anything creative like that is probably not the option. It'll be really interesting to see what you can come up with. Last day for home learning tomorrow, so still get that work in. Still looking forward to seeing it, and let's see what next week brings with us. Have a great day.